You've probably been in these two scenarios where you've been eyeing this girl all night at the club, the bar, whatever the case may be. You finally have drink number 3 and you walk up to that girl. And when you get to her, you say, hey, you say, what's up? But then she looks at you like this. And you get uncomfortable. All of a sudden your brain turns off and you go, I don't know what to say. Now, you don't say that to her face, but in your mind, that's what you're telling yourself. That's your self-talk. And also for your first dates as well. You know, after you ask her, yo, how was work? It was good. Okay. What'd you do before you get here? I was getting ready to see you. Like, you know, the typical conversation, your brain just goes to the typical factory settings of what's your name, what do you do, where are you from? And you see, that is the typical conversation people are comfortable having, because you usually have that conversation in the corporate world, right? Say you have a job and you're at a networking event or your company's throwing a party. That's the typical conversations you have. So you take those same boring, logical conversations and you apply that to your dating life. And that's why I tell people all the time, just because you got some money doesn't mean you're going to get girls. Because sometimes guys who are super, logical and make a lot of money, sometimes their conversations are pretty boring, right? So how do you tap in to your inner child, right? Because reason why I said inner child is because when you were a kid, you probably spoke too much. Your mom was like, yes, honey, yes, son, okay. Like, you probably spoke too much. And on top of that, you probably interrupted people. Like, your mom is talking to your dad and you just interject. Or your mom would say, oh my God, don't say that while you're out in public, right? You had less filters up. That's why they say kids are so truthful, because whatever cortex in their brain, they don't have the filters, right? And I wish most of you guys had those, like that same, how you were when you're like 8, 9, 10 with your, filter. I wish that was the same way, because you would have probably had more success with your 10-year-old brain in conversation than you do now. And the reason why I say that, and that's a pretty bold statement, because your young brain just said what it wanted to say. Now, okay, what if she judges me? There's all these what if filters, right? To where you're not really expressing yourself fully. And the first thing I can talk about in regards to your inner child is you're scared to possibly offend her, possibly ruffle the feathers, right? When I see a girl, and let's just say she's wearing a dress that looks like a picnic tablecloth, why can't you say, yo, are you going for a picnic? I love this dress, right? But say it with a smile. Don't be like, yo, that dress looks like a picnic table thing. Like, say it with a smile so there's humor involved, right? But most people will be too scared to say that, because in their head, what if she judges me? What if? I think the biggest thing that most guys need to remove from their brain is the what if. If you say things with the proper delivery, the proper smile, most people, it'll just go over their head. Now, mind you, let's just say you do say something and it does ruffle her feathers and she does want to get mad and get in your face. She's a girl. What is she gonna do? Throw hands with you? So it's like, what's the worst thing that can happen if you give a girl an accurate description of what you see? For example, I was out at a bar the other day. I saw a girl. She was probably 5 foot. I go, excuse me, miss, you're so petite, I can put you in my pocket here. And I acted, right? I didn't touch her, like I was about to pick her up with one arm and put her in my pocket. And she laughed. And she said, oh, are you gonna do it? Are you actually gonna pick me up? So I did. So the thing is, I just live life like I don't care what the consequences are, because I'm talking to a 5'3" chick. Like, what is she gonna do? Seriously, if you say something that could maybe ruffle the feathers, who knows? What if she likes guys who like to ruffle the feathers, and she likes guys who have fun conversation? Because most guys just go to the factory settings of their brain. What's your name? What do you do? Where are you from? Okay, cool, right? And those conversations are fine, but they're not fun. They're not engaging. So the topic of today's video is how to never run out of things to say. And the first thing that I do to help me keep, saying things is make observations and don't ask questions. The first thing is, let's just say she has features like she could be Asian. Oh, what part of Asia are you from? She'll probably say, guess, right? And then maybe you mess around, you go, oh, Canada. Oh, that's not Chinese, that's not blah, 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 right? You're having fun, right? Another thing is look at her fashion. Usually from people, you can kind of tell a lot about them based off how they dress. For example, wow, you have this really like LA influencer look. Is that what you do for work? Are you an influencer? Right? Then she'll probably say, no, like I'm not an influencer. Well, you have the look, you have the eyebrows are all laminated, you know, you're wearing this little corset thing, you're wearing these flared denim jeans you probably got from this store, right? Start being more, so there's a word I'm looking for, I can't think of it right now, but look, there's a word. Basically what I'm trying to say is you look at her and you can make observational. Start being observational. That's number one. Number two, I know myself so well, so all I do is take the questions I love talking to about myself and I ask it to her. For example, what does a weekend look like? After a long week of work, what does a weekend look like? She'll start saying things. Oh, yoga. I like to go for a run. Okay, she just gave you 2 things to talk about. Now dive into yoga. Oh, yoga's great. How long are you doing that for? A couple years. Wow, a couple years. What made you choose yoga over like weightlifting? Oh, well, my friend got me into it. Oh, your friend. Okay, cool. What's her name? Jessica. Are you guys still friends? Yes, we are. Okay, how did you and Jessica meet? Do you see what I'm doing? It's called chain. I call it like chain conversation. What do you do for fun? Yoga. Great. How long? Couple of years. Wow, a couple of years. What made you not, what made you stick to that opposed to like, weightlifting or doing cardio? Oh, my friend got me into it. Oh, what's your friend's name? I'm just taking information and drawing it out, right? And another thing you can do well to make it seem like you're listening is to paraphrase. Oh, you've been doing it for 2 years now. Now, you may not say that every single time. You don't want to be a parrot and just repeat what she says every time. But here and there, maybe every other couple sentences, you will repeat what she says. It lets her know that you're listening. And everybody, male or female, loves a great listener. I guess the third thing I can add to this video about never running out of things to say is don't be scared of awkward silence. Guys, let's just say I'm on a date with a girl. This is more so for a date. And I feel like I've been the one carrying the whole conversation. I'll do this. Let's say I have a drink. I'll look at her, go, okay, yeah, for sure. I'll just do that, right? And what she'll do is go, what, like, wait, why are you looking at me like that? And I'll be like, well, I think it's your turn to ask me something. But again, it's all about delivery, right? You smile, it's all about delivery. And from there, hopefully, she asks you something. So don't be afraid of, I have to carry this conversation the entire time. You do not. It is totally okay for you to lean, take a sip of your drink, lean back, smile, and look at her. Hopefully, that will get her to talk so you guys can, have a better conversation where it's just not you doing this the entire time. Another thing I can add for this video of never running out of things to say is a lot of times, guys, if you run out of things to say, especially when it comes to an approach, just get the number or get the Instagram and leave. You don't really have to be this amazing talker. If you can walk up to a girl, maybe talk to her for maybe 30 seconds, right? And you run out of things to say, that's fine. Stop talking to her. You don't have to keep this conversation going and going and going. Just leave. Now, obviously, if you're on a first date, that's different, okay? Because you can't just talk to a date for 30 minutes and just get up and leave, or 30 seconds and get up and leave, right? But in regards to a first date conversation, I spoke on this in previous videos. If you watch those, sorry, I'm repeating myself. But harp on storytelling. Think of stories, first kiss, maybe if it was good, first time having sex, first time drinking, first time smoking, maybe your first fist fight, right? Talk about things that are fun. And hopefully when you tell a story, she will also tell you a story. So you guys are exchanging memories with each other. And I think that's a great intimate time, right? Opposed to talking about work and school and where she's from, right? So if I were to, kind of go over this whole video in a recap, I would say, number one thing to not run out of things to say is be good at being observational, look at what you see, and make assumptions about her. Number two, Don't be scared to ruffle feathers. Again, she's a woman. She's 5'2", 5'3". You can pick her up with one arm and body slam her if you wanted to. She's not gonna hurt you. You're okay. Okay? So don't be scared to ruffle feathers. If she looks like she's wearing a hat that's from Indiana Jones, say it. Your hat looks like you're from Indiana Jones. You get that at Disneyland? Have some fun. Say it with the proper delivery though. Don't be a dick about it. Be cool about it. And the last thing is, if you're not sure what to talk about stories. Because stories gets people to talk, hopefully for a minute plus. And that's when you can sit back, be a good listener, and ask good questions based off the information you just listened to. So I hope that video was insightful, and if you're still here, I would love for you to join my Discord community.
Like, I always wanted to get better with women, and I just stumbled onto your page, and you kind of had the right mindset of what I was looking for.
1 to 3 matches a month, and then now I get like 3 to 5 matches a day, which is freaking crazy, man.
I just want to say like thanks for like all your advice and info, because as of lately, like it's honestly completely changed the game for me.
Every single week, you and I will hop on a phone call. It's every single Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. You have access to all my courses and material. And my goal for you in that Discord is to grow, right? You talk to other like-minded guys. There's over 100 members. You also get to come on the coaching calls with me and ask any questions to your particular situation. And my goal is to get you better at approaching dating apps so you can have the full fulfilled dating life. You guys have a wonderful day. Talking to you soon.